What's up, YouTube? Game Over 86 coming back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Sony fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, Xbox fanboys, and give you guys my personal opinion on what I see positive from each console or fanboy's perspective and negative things that I see from each fanboy's perspective, and kind of get your guys' general opinion on what you guys all think as well. So if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. For all my new subscribers out there as well, I appreciate every single one of you for the like, comments, and sharing and supporting me. So sit back, hear my opinion on what I think about all fanboys on all their consoles.
It's that street flow, no, she on the flow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's just start with the easiest target. And like I said before, I start a lot of my videos when it comes to this heat. I generate a little bit of heat from some of my videos. I got fans that support me, and then I got some people that aren't so supportive, and that's fine, man. It's been cold in my house, so I love the heat. So keep it coming because it keeps me warm in this house. Also, I post videos and I let people also know what I'm about to say so that they jump in the comments and say all this stupid stuff. I play all consoles. I'm not a fanboy of any, but I'm gonna state some facts and truth like I do, and I'm gonna state some shit that may shock some people, and it may not. Some people may say, you know what, Game Over 86, you're right. I agree with you. Some people are gonna disagree. That's just how it goes. But I'm gonna let you know some facts along the way on what I think not only is positive for each fanboy, whatever console, and what's negative about each fanboy console. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump on the Xbox fanboys first. And don't worry, Sony fanboys are next, and Nintendo fanboys are next. So Xbox fans, before you leave the channel, sit back and wait, because I got some stuff to say about Sony and Nintendo fanboys. Xbox fanboys, the positives that come from these guys that are out there to support their console, there's some good things about it. Yes, it is the most powerful console in a way. It's technically, and I know what people are going to say, is a PC. It's been a PC ever since they put in a hard drive, motherboard, GPU, CPU in the console. They name it a console, they put it in a plastic shell, and they dummy it down a little bit, dumber than a PC, so that they can sell it at a price for fanboys, put a name on it, and that's how they sell. That is a fact. It's been a PC practically since PlayStation 1, technically, if you want to go about it. So let's get that out of the way. So for everybody saying, oh, this console's better, this console's better, they're technically PCs. I mean, just in a box. So with the positives, though, yes, your Xbox One X is the most powerful out. Compared to the Switch and the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's not even close. That is a good assessment. I can't disagree with you anymore. It also will play native 4K. It'll also play 4K Ultra HD movies. And I know PlayStation 4 Pro doesn't push that 4K at all, movie player wise. And they're pretty much upscaling all their other stuff. They don't get native 4K. But here is where I differ from the fanboys, and like I said, I play all sides. Because like I said, I'm not a fan of just one console. I have people out there saying, oh, I don't agree with your opinion. That's fine, you don't have to. I got people out there saying, oh, do you actually own video games? Yes. Do you actually play video games? Oh, I don't play God of War, I don't play RPGs or anything like that. If you're an Xbox fanboy, what you would realize in the Xbox 360 world is they did have RPGs. They did have the exclusives, and you guys were shitting on Sony about how, oh, we got all these exclusives, look at us, we're booming. And that was great. You guys got all these cool games that PlayStation couldn't get. Hell, Nintendo couldn't even get them. But the thing where I differ, and I don't see what Xbox fanboys see, is that they're saying that their console is the greatest. It don't matter about exclusives. It don't matter about anything, I guess, except for graphics. Now, you do know Microsoft owns like 4 or 5 games. Yes, they own some companies, but they don't actually make them games. So some of the exclusives that are coming out aren't Microsoft Studio made. So let's get that on the table. A lot of the Xbox games that come out, Xbox makes, is kind of like Nintendo, but they just don't have the branding name like Nintendo does when it came to relevancy over and over and over again. Like some people get burnt out from Gears of War, and some people get burnt out from Forza, and some people get burnt out from Halo. But you can make the obvious thing with Nintendo is they can make a Mario tomorrow, and it's going to be like wildfire. Everybody's going to want it. And that's just how it is. I know it's weird, but that's just how it always goes. Mario is embedded in our minds. They've been around way longer than Microsoft's ever been building consoles / PCs, whatever. So some negatives about it is, yes, it is the most powerful console. Yet they don't use the full 6 teraflops worth of power to make it even more immersive, enhanced, whatever, bring out the full potential in the GPU and CPU. They don't. They don't use all of them graphics, and I'll tell you the reason why. Game creators that are making games not only on PlayStation and Xbox, and some for Switch, but we're just sticking with the Sony and Xbox so I can kind of narrow this down. They don't want to make a game for the PlayStation Pro and then have to amplify it and do extra for the Xbox One X. And I'm not saying they don't want to. I'm just saying they go by sales also, and they also go by how many people are going to buy it. It's kind of like the PC. They dummy down the graphics for consoles because they're not as powerful, because each PC is different. Every PlayStation Pro and every Xbox One X is the same. There's nothing different in them consoles. Xbox One X over at my house is the same as your house, but my PC at my house may be different than your PC. So it has to, in Xbox and PlayStation's world, they have to dummy down the graphics. Now, Far Cry 5 comes out and everybody's like, oh, it looks so amazing on the Xbox One X. Well, it still looks really, really good on the PlayStation 4 Pro as well. So what I'm saying is, if there's game companies out there that are exclusively to Xbox, they should be making top of the line, just immersive games, the best they could be. But they dropped Sea of Thieves, and that was like a cartoony animated game. I'm not going all the way through it, but I'm just saying, if you think about it, Far Cry 5, the people that make Far Cry 5 aren't going to be like, well, let's make it that it'll look good on the PS4 Pro, but yet the Xbox One X runs better and can run this game even higher, and we can actually do more in it. Well, let's make that more. They don't. They make it the same, and then the Xbox is made to enhance the game looking better. But you can actually make games on the Xbox One X run way faster and better than it would ever run on the PlayStation 4 Pro. But they don't, because they don't give a shit. They are just selling the game. Yes, you have the most powerful console, but you don't use all the power. If you did, PlayStation 4 Pro couldn't touch you graphically. They couldn't touch you performance-wise, cooling-wise, upscaling or 4K native-wise, 60 frames per second. But they don't, because game companies are going just to sell games. They don't care how powerful your console is. They care how many consoles that they believe they can sell. Like if Microsoft, they're at 35 million consoles, I think. I may be wrong. Total. And that's X, S, and fucking 1 original. And PlayStation's at like 85 million. Okay? And I know people were like, oh, the X is outselling the Pro. Well, congratulations. It's outselling Pro. But the Switch outsold the Pro, or the X and the Pro, for like November, December, January, and like February, when it came to like overall just sales. When it first came out, I mean, it was wildfire in the holiday season. So like that don't mean anything. When you say, oh, it's outselling the PS4 Pro, well, that don't mean anything. Okay, it outsold it, but you're still getting the same games on there that we could get on the Pro, and there's not a big difference, because they're not, the game creators that build games for both consoles, they're not using the 6 teraflops of power with the GPU and everything. They're not putting everything in it because then they would have to dummy it down for the PlayStation 4, and it would take more manufacturing time for these game companies to do that. It would take them more time to be like, okay, well, we made it for the X and we made it for this. Well, now we have to also do it for the PC. That it's just too much time and money for them. What they see, and the reason why Xbox don't have a lot of exclusives, is like I said in my video when I said Xbox has failed us, not as a marketing team and a gaming team and a gaming maker, is because Xbox is better than this. They used to be the man when it came to getting exclusives. They used to be the best. And I'm not saying they're not the best, and I'm not saying that they are the best. I'm just saying they used to be really, really good. I played Xbox 360, I played Xbox One, I played PlayStation 3, 4, any console I played. Slash PC. And I'm going to keep saying that because I get tired of these all fanboys saying, oh, well, this is the best console. It's technically a PC. Technically. I know you guys can fight me in the comments for that. Go ahead. Leave it down there. Like I said, I need heat. It's keeping me warm because it's been cold in my house. But the biggest thing that Xbox's fans don't see is you have a lackluster game lineup. And if you guys can't admit that, that's what makes you fanboys. If you can't see the other people's opinions when they say Sea of Thieves is $60, or you can pay $9.99 on Game Pass, and if you think that's a great deal, that's your opinion. But for you to sit there and say that's the best thing ever, that just makes you a fanboy. It's not the best thing ever. I looked on Game Pass, honestly, and the featured thing on Game Pass was you could win a 24-karat gold Xbox One X, Sea of Thieves. It had Tomb Raider, that exclusively a year one exclusive release for you guys, like a timed exclusive, came out when the original Xbox came out, one. And that was up there in your feature title. I think it was there were some other games that were old titles. Gears of War was on there, Ultimate Collection, and Halo's Master Chief was on there on the featured list. And then it had another game on there that I can't even think of. Oh yeah, what is that game that where you damn, now I'm drawing a blank. Capcom makes some Resident Evil. It had all these old games on there, and I'm like, wow, that's your featured list to entice people to buy Game Pass. That's lackluster. That's weak. And if you can't admit that, that's what makes you the fanboy. That's why Sony fans and Nintendo fanboys will argue that point. Now, I'm not going to just hate on Xbox fanboys and all this shit. Okay? Yes, your controller is the most comfortable in my opinion. Does that make me a fanboy? No, it doesn't. Honestly, I like how the PlayStation just charges better. And I like how the Nintendo, you can charge it and play for 30 hours and it don't even lose its charge. And I'm talking Nintendo Switch Pro. But comfortably wise, the Xbox One X controller fits perfectly in my hand. It's comfortable. The only thing is they charge you for the battery charging pack. They charge you for all this extra stuff when they don't have to, but they choose to. Yes, it's a comfortable remote, but I'm tired of paying $85 for a remote plus the charge, plug and play. It's ridiculous, and they just need to make it where it's already built in, and I just plug my USB into it, and I charge it. So stop with all that. Yes, great remote. That's a great thing. But when it comes to games, that's what sells consoles / PCs, technically. That's why PlayStation, in a way, and I'm going to revert now over to PlayStation. There were some good things about Xbox. They do have a powerful console. The remotes are comfortable. When it came to speed and excellence, man, they were the first company to release the most powerful console. They are the first ones to do that. It runs native 4K. I think it runs 60 frames per second on some games. And I'm not going to say which ones because I haven't played them all to test them all out. But I have seen that they have ran games really well. And they do a really good job. And I play my 4K movies through there. And I have a 4K TV. And HDR looks great. And it's an amazing console. So the negatives, though, is lackluster games. The controller just needs to come with the battery already built into it. And quit with this extra $25 plug and play. And just sell us a controller at $60 or $65. And that'll be fine. And then your Game Pass needs to actually have better games in it. for me to pay $9.99, not just for the games that are coming out, the exclusives, because they could bomb and flounder like Sea of Thieves, in my opinion, did. And as a new customer to Game Pass, technically, because I never really bought it back when it was first out, because it wasn't worth it. It made me go, wow, I don't even want Game Pass, because Sea of Thieves was so horrible. What makes you think that I want to give them another $10? I'm just gonna cancel it and wait until State of the Decay 2 comes, and then pay $10, beat the game, and then cancel my subscription. That's all I ever had to do, is pay $10. And the only other bad thing I'm gonna say about Xbox, but it's Xbox fanboys don't realize, is they made it to where I could play all them games on PC. Like, Xbox runs through PC. Like, I can play the Microsoft Store and buy all them games on PC. Like, I can play Far Cry 5. I can play any of them games on PC. And actually, I can play it a lot better, because my PC is way better than the Xbox One X, powerful-wise, graphic-wise, CPU, GPU, everything. So that's another downfall on why they make it like, oh, you can play them on PC as well. Well, that's not always a good thing. That's one reason why your consoles aren't always selling, is because people are just playing them on PC. Now, to switch over to Sony and give you guys my perspective on the positive things that Sony fanboys will dish out to everybody else. They'll sit there and say, yeah, we have exclusives. We have the best exclusive list. We have the best this. We have the best that. They do have a really good exclusive lineup. There's a lot of Xbox fanboys will say, well, I don't play RPG games, and God of War is boring, and they can say what they want, but the proof's in the pudding. It don't matter if the game sucks or not. It don't matter if you don't play RPGs or not. They still have the exclusives. So until Xbox chips away at that, or Nintendo, it's never going to change when it comes to that. Like, they've won this generational war when it comes to just sales console-wise. And that's why all these exclusive titles want to come to the PlayStation. Because if you have 85 million sold units compared to 35 million, and you make a game, you're like, well, more people are playing PlayStation 4 than Xbox. Why wouldn't I bring my game to the number one console/PC to sell more? Like, that's from a business aspect. It's not the game companies that are doing it. It's Sony paying them, which is kind of hurting other game consoles. They're holding these games back from honestly going to other companies, and that's a kind of a bad thing in my opinion, because I think everybody should enjoy every game on their console platform /PC, whether they don't want to go out and buy a PlayStation or not, or a Nintendo. They should be able to just play it on any. But for these fanboys to sit here and say on Sony that, oh, well, we are better than this, all these Xbox fanboys is this with the remote, or, oh, yeah, yours ain't as fast as ours. That's nonsense. I'm going to crush you right now, Sony fanboys. The Xbox One X is more powerful. They just don't use it as powerful because of the cost of games. Creators, they're just enhancing it to fit some of the features. They're not building specific Xbox One X title games. So for Sony fanboys to sit there and say, well, your Xbox is a failure, you have no exclusives. Okay, that may be true. You may win that battle, but what the fuck does that mean? Xbox fanboys, if they don't want to play them exclusives, they don't have to. But for you to sit there and say, well, we got the most exclusives. Well, how many people play Secret of Mana, the remake? There may be a lot of them out there. I play it, but I mean, how many people really played the remake? You know, there's going to be people out there with all these exclusives dropping that they don't always sell the best. Yes, you have exclusives, but it don't always mean you sell the best. The Wii U, and this is where I'm reverting to for the Sony fanboys, is yes, you can have exclusives, but guess what? Your console sold like hot fire. The Wii U also had exclusives, game exclusives, but they didn't sell console-wise because their marketing was horrible. But they still had exclusives. So it don't matter who has exclusives. It's the game that can get you to buy the console. That's what Sony wants. They want the exclusives. They don't give a shit about anything else. They don't care about us as the customers. They don't care about you as a consumer. All they care about is tying up all these games so that you have to buy their console. They're literally padlocking you and chaining you to the wall and forcing your hand to buy their console. which is a great business marketing strategy. That's where I say Xbox failed us as marketing wise, because they didn't take the ball and run. They didn't. They tried to do all this other stuff. They've mentioned things and then take it away. You know, you have to play online when it first launched. You know, you couldn't use, share games and all this. And then they were like, oh, never mind, we're not going to do that. It pissed a lot of people off. You know, you had to get it with the Kinect. It was $500 compared to $400. I mean, them are some big marketing failures. And if you can't agree, then that's, you're delusional. Like I'm telling you right now, that's the reason why most people are like, well, I don't have $500 to spend. And then you see the actual processor and the GPU and CPU and how fast the stuff is. You're like, well, it's not even close, and it's $100 more. And if you're a Xbox 360 from the yesteryear, and you see it, and you're like, well, man, you know, they got good games, but really they don't got any on the Xbox One. I think I might switch. There were a lot of people that jumped. There's a lot of people like me that just buy all consoles and just enjoy playing. Like, to me, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll play Xbox One X one day, and then I'll turn around and play the Switch, or I'll play the PC right here that I'm on, or I'll play a PlayStation 4. I'll play Super Nintendo every now and then. It's not about the exclusives. So the Sony fanboys just realize Sony is just holding all these games away from everybody. But eventually they come to Steam. Eventually they will come. Yeah, some of them are exclusive and haven't came. And I'll mention them, like Uncharted. That's cool. Yeah, Sony's got that one. Okay? But Sony also had Crash Bandicoot a long time ago with Naughty Dog. And Activision bought them up. And yes, it was a timed exclusive. Now it's coming. You know, Shadow of Colossus is a great game. But in 8 hours, you can beat it. And then there's really no need to play it again. So Xbox has got you guys on that part. You can play these games, and some single-player story modes, man. If there Zero Horizon Dawn's one game that I can say I can go back to and play, and I'm going to keep playing. But I mean, how many people out there are really going to buy God of War and play it all the way through 25 hours or whatever it is, and then a week later go back and play it? Like, answer me down in the comments on that. And Shadow of Colossus. And leave me a message on this one too. What Wolfenstein, the newest one that came. I played it. Once I beat it, I haven't played it again. And it's not an exclusive. I'm just saying, think about the single player games. I do love them. I really do love single player games, and I like online player games too. But think about that, Sony fanboys, before you say, well, we got all the exclusives. Okay? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying, think about it. Like, not all exclusives are going to sell. They're not all going to just be awesome. It just means that they have that game on that console. And if you would like to play it, you have to purchase this console/PC. But where you guys are right is there's going to be two things that I think you guys are right on. And I think that Xbox could kind of see my point on this. And when it comes to overall general and the hub, I feel like the PlayStation 4 Pro moves better through the games. You can play apps better, and it's not as laggy. It is kind of laggy. And if Xbox fanboys think that it's different, well, there's a refresh button on the PC on the Xbox. I mean, there's there for a reason, to refresh when it lags up. They even came out and said, well, it's kind of laggy. And they still haven't fixed it. So it is laggy. There's times I'm searching through the store and it's laggy. So Sony fanboys, you guys do have a point right there. When it comes to overall just movability, I find the Xbox One a little bit harder to manage through as a whole when I'm trying to find friends and games and all this other stuff than I do for PlayStation. And I'm not taking their side. I'm not a fanboy. I'm just saying I went through the PlayStation store and I play YouTube sometimes on PlayStation, and it don't lag up. It don't spin with the buffering sign. And I've had that on my Xbox before. And it's not the Xbox, it's the system. It's the hub that Microsoft has put into it. They need to fix it. So Sony fanboys do have that on their side as I guess, ammo that they want to use, which is perfectly fine, but it's pointless to use. The other thing that Sony fanboys, and I said there was two things that I think that they are better on, and it's obviously when it comes to signing companies for creative games. And I'm going to use this as an example with, if you want to leave me bad comments, go ahead. Man, you ain't going to fucking phase me. I talk shit on this game. I bring the truth. And if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. Click on somebody else's fucking video that's getting paid by Microsoft or Sony or fucking Nintendo if you guys think that I'm saying shit about your little fucking console and you get fucking butthurt. That's fine. This is my fucking opinion. And if you don't like it, leave a comment down below. And this ain't sour grapes. I'm just telling you the truth. And a lot of people just don't like fucking hearing the truth. They get fucking offended and they're like, you don't fucking know shit. Or you don't play video games enough. Or shut the fuck up. Yes, I do. I play all the time. Okay? This is what I do. I don't have any other job. This is what I do. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth because to me, they don't give a shit about, well, this controller's dick's bigger than this controller's dick. Or this plays this game and this, but to me it don't matter because I own all of them and I don't give a fuck about it. I'll buy that game if I want to play. If I want to play Ni no Kuni 2 on the PlayStation, I'm gonna just go get it and play it. I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm an Xbox fanboy. Fuck that game. I don't want to play it. No, I don't give a shit. Like to me, it don't offend me. So for you guys that are leaving comments or jumping my ass or whatever, go ahead and leave them. Thumbs down if you don't like it. But I'm just saying, you're gonna go click on a video where a guy's getting fucking paid by them or sponsored by them to just blow smoke up your ass and get your dicks hard or your nipples hard or whatever, and you guys are going to sit back and get all like excited, and all they're doing is blowing smoke up your ass because it's a hot thing to talk about and they want views and fucking subscriptions. Me, I'm just talking about it because I just enjoy telling people about the truth that they may not know. Like a lot of people are like, my console. Well, it's a fucking PC. Okay? Xbox ain't the greatest place to play, technically, in the whole world. And I'm not dogging Xbox. This may seem like I'm dogging Xbox. I'm not. PC is the greatest place to play. If you want to be a real fucking gamer, get a PC. And I'm not PC bandwagon either. I'm just telling you the truth. PC runs pretty much every fucking game ever. They'll get games for cheaper on Steam if you don't want to pay overpriced shit. You can build your PC as strong as you want. Run 4K, you can run 144 hertz. In fact, the thing is a lot of your guys' tick monitors on consoles are only 30 hertz. They don't even run at 60 online. So think about that. And that's not just Xbox, that's Sony, that's fucking anywhere else console-wise. Nintendo, whatever you want to call it. Most of them run at a 30 tick. They don't even run at 60. PC runs 60 and more. You guys were talking about 4Ks in the comments on my last video about Xbox One failed, about 4K TVs, and I brought up Xbox One S. The reason why I said 4K TVs weren't popular around then is they didn't do anything to upgrade that console. They made another console strictly for the reasons of bringing HDR and 4K, supposedly. But yet, it didn't even run faster than the base PS4. Yes, I know that for people that were leaving me in the comments. The reason why I said that 4K TVs weren't popular is because back in 2015, when they released the Xbox One S, they weren't. Like, I would rather play at 1080p on a 144 hertz or up monitor at 60 frames or 150 or unlimited frames, whatever my PC can push, than fucking pay money for a console, little bit of an upgrade. Not really, but compared to the original Xbox One, it's a slight upgrade for nothing. Like, that's where I said they failed marketing. Like, they could have made it better. Why the fuck did... Well, they were introducing 4K. Well, 4K TVs weren't selling off the shelf. They really just weren't. Here recently, they've been lighting up. Since 2017, they've been really lighting up more. And it's because not only PlayStation 4, hyped up their bullshit about, oh, this could do 4K, and then people realized, well, it's not native 4K. It's upscaling. Sony, calm the fuck down and quit blowing smoke up our ass. You have a 4.2 GP teraflops, worth of power. So don't sit there and say that you can push a 4K 60 frames per second, because it takes a lot more fucking teraflop power to run consistently like that. So for anybody saying Sony fanboys are like, well, I can run my shit at 60 frames a second at 4K. Yeah, no, you fucking can't. Not true 4K. And so that's to crush the Sony fanboys on that part. Just chill the fuck out. Okay, just because you're winning the exclusive battle or the sales battle doesn't make you a better console slash PC than Xbox. It just makes you have more games to buy that maybe people want to buy. That's all it is. It don't mean that they're better. It just means that they're fucking got more exclusives. Yank yank. You know, if you think about it, there's a lot of companies out there that would rather build their game for each console, but then they get tied down by bullshit, and then they don't even get a chance to release it on another console to see what kind of performance or what their games would look like on something else, because they're afraid, that they're going to get bought out or they're going to get shut down by companies. And that's sad, man, because that's what hurts the gaming market. That's why I said that's why they feel this is a gaming market, because the Xbox could go out, they have money to buy it and to perform and to say, you know what, fuck you, Rare, for fucking us. We're paying you money and you gave us this game. And for people that are like, oh, what game are you talking about? Sea of Thieves. You spent how long building this game and you gave us that? Like, Microsoft should have stepped up for their customers. And that's why I said they didn't care about that. That's why they failed. But to get back to the Sony fanboys is Sony fanboys will just brag about how great shit is, and it's really not that great. It's really not. Like, your internet still sucks. Online play isn't that great, honestly. Your remotes die out quicker than anybody else's remotes die out. You haven't really upgraded the remote. It's still the basic controller. They're small for kid hands. No offense, but I'm just saying, I'm not dogging Sony. I'm not on fucking Xbox's side, guys. I know how everybody gets butthurt. But chill out. The PlayStation 4 remotes aren't as comfortable, in my opinion, as the Xbox ones. Hell, the Nintendo Switch Pro controllers are actually really comfortable. And they're kind of in the style of an Xbox One controller. But as far as PS4, though, some of the downfalls is yes, you have a extreme list of game lineups. Yes, there's been some really good exclusives that have came out. Uncharted, The Last of Us is going to be dropping. But we don't know I know it's going to sell great and it's going to be great. God of War is going to be dropping or has dropped. There's a lot of games out there that have sold really well for PlayStation and really put them back just dominating the gaming market when it comes to where you want to play and when it comes to exclusives. And that's what's hurting Nintendo. That's what's hurting Microsoft. That's what's kind of hurting PC. In the long run, though, PC will eventually get these games because you can mods, you can fucking do whatever you want. There's so much shit you can do on a PC that you can't do on a console. So eventually, when them games come, you can emulate them, fucking do whatever you want. So you can practically do anything on a PC. Now, to get to the Nintendo fanboys, and this one may sting a little bit, fanboys, but this one's more personal in my opinion because this was one of the first consoles I've ever owned was Nintendo. And then it was Sega. But Nintendo, you fanboys get hyped up about anything. Like I said, I could color fucking Mario on a piece of paper and frame it, and you guys would be like, well, how much for it? I mean, they could brand anything. I mean, they could make my mouse right here Mario and Luigi, and it'll sell. I mean, they've done that for years, and it's to target kids. It's to target fanboys. I mean, adults. Well, yes, I've argued this point before, but fanboys out there will buy anything Mario related because it is collectible. It is resellable. It does retain value over years. But the biggest thing that I have against Nintendo right now as a company is how much fans will complain about certain things not on it, like they really want it on it, and certain things that they should have on it that they just can't have on it. And I'll explain the good things that I really like about it. First of all, let's start with the Switch or anything Nintendo. They've always been lower when it comes to power-wise to Sony or to Microsoft when it comes to consoles / PCs. Honestly, the Nintendo Switch is a handheld that was made for kids to go on the road, travel, or, people out there that say that it's not for children. It is. I beat fucking Mario Odyssey in like 8 hours. Just playing it, having fun, sitting back. Splatoon is not like a high competitive fucking game for adults. It's there to target kids. Zelda is a fun game. Kids my age, kids before me around 40, play Zelda. Even young kids will play Zelda, but it's still there to target kids whether you like it or not. That's why they make all the different colored Joy-Cons, because it targets the kids' minds. So you guys can dog me all you want. But the things that are really getting on my nerves about Nintendo is I will see all this hype, and I've said this before, of people hyping up ports coming. And I've made videos about it, and let me just get to the point of what I mean. Yes, I own all these video games that I talked shit in about my other videos. I played it on the Wii U. But if you were true Nintendo fanboys like you guys hate me for and say, well, not a lot of people bought the Wii U, it should come to the Switch. Well, if you're a true Nintendo fanboy, you should have bought the fucking Wii U. In my opinion, you should have went out and spent money and bought these games. But now you're going to be buying a game that if I had a top 10 list and I had to do a top 10 of Wii U games, fucking Trode Treasure Tracker and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze would not even be in my top 10. They weren't that great of games. They were fun for a little bit. Trode Treasure Tracker you could beat in 2 to 3 hours. Fucking literally. My fucking 4-year-old girl beat that damn game by herself with me not even helping. So why spend $60 on that fucking game when Super Mario Maker was by far one of their biggest sellers on the Wii U? And if you're going to sit there and debate that, well, all games should come over there. Well, like I said before, I didn't get the Sega fucking Saturn, and I don't see them remaking me games just because I want it. We all want games. Yeah, we all want, but we don't want to play the same damn game, let alone be one of the shittiest ones that came from that console that didn't even sell that well. So for fanboys out there that are Nintendo fans, and I love Nintendo, stop with all the bullshit that, yes, we're getting Dark Souls. Yes, we're getting this game. Yes, we got Payday Heatwave Edition. Yes, we're getting all these other ports from the Wii U. And start fucking backing up yourself and letting Nintendo just do whatever they want. They're making all these ports for you guys that, like I said, they're okay. But bring the fucking ones that everybody else wants. Well, they might, at E3, they might actually, they wanted to sell consoles. You want to know why they brought Nintendo Mario Odyssey, or Super Mario Odyssey, and Zelda all pretty much in that first year? And people are like, oh man, we got it all in the first year, man. That's so crazy that we got it. Because the Wii U fucking bombed so bad, they didn't want to wait each year to release one big game from the fucking Nintendo franchise. And they were putting all their money in this. They didn't want to have another Wii U on their hands. Think about it. The Wii U had a fucking handheld tablet. And it also had the console. The only difference is you have to use the tablet. It has to have that handheld tablet to run the Wii U. That was a downfall. They didn't market it right. They fucking didn't sell that well because they didn't drop great games all at once. They were spaced out, and a lot of their games weren't even that great. Like Donkey Kong's not a big seller in Nintendo anymore. Neither is fucking Kirby. Neither is Toad Treasure Tracker. Like, it's not. But Super Mario Maker was, and they may bring it. But it's the point that they're hyping all these other games that we've played. Nobody. Okay, I shouldn't say nobody, but when I mean nobody, I'm meaning a real person that would play video games, adults. We're not going to sit there with a fucking handheld in our hand driving on the road while our wives drive. We're going to let our kids play. And if we are, then I guess we're just that shameless individuals. But you're not going to sit there and be like, I want to play Skyrim again on my Switch. I'm a grown-ass man, and I fucking would play it docked every time. Why the fuck would I take it anywhere to play that type of game? First of all, I hate the Joy-Cons because they're too fucking small, and I don't want to look down at a tablet all fucking day. I'd rather be able to sit there, look at my TV in a bigger picture, and then if I needed to get up and go do something, watch my kids, take care of them, feed them, do whatever I got to do also, it would be that easy. But for people to sit out there and say, oh, the Switch is great because of portability, it is great if you're a fucking kid. I mean, there's going to be people that hate and say, well, I'm an adult, I travel, or I work in business, and I take it out at my break and all that shit. Well, that's okay, but don't hype up and say Dark Souls is great because it's getting remastered to come in here. Like, yeah, it was great, but I don't give a shit to play it on a fucking handheld. If I had a choice to play it, I wouldn't play it on that. I played on PC, I played on the Xbox One X, I'd played on PlayStation 4 before I played it on the Switch because the powerful wise. If I'm going to pay for a $60 game, I want it to be the best, but they always just use that portability is why it's selling. Oh man, but you could take Dark Souls on the road with you. Well, first of all, I drive or my wife drives. So for me, my opinion, I'm never going to ride a subway. I'm never going to ride a train or a bus. I'm never going to go on a. If I go on a plane trip to a game con to talk in front of people, or if I ever get that big, that would be cool. Might take it, but we all know the battery lasts 2 to 3 hours. Are you going to sit there with Dark Souls and get into a game? I mean, it's not like it's a game where I can play Toad Treasure Tracker for 20 minutes or Mario Odyssey for a little bit and save it and get off. Yes, that makes it a sell point, but it's a sell point for fucking kids. It's a handheld. And I know Nintendo fans are going to hate me. And the other thing that I can't stand is Nintendo fans are like, well, where's my YouTube? Where's my Hulu? Where's this? Where's that? Why the fuck do you want that on there? I want comments on this one. Tell me why you personally would want that on there. Your phone, PlayStation, Xbox, tablets, TVs all have them apps. Why? If you're not traveling year in and year out, 365 days a year, I believe, and this is my opinion, that you don't need a Switch to have all that. Nintendo, I don't think, truly wants to put the YouTube on it. First of all, it's going to take too much shit, too much time, too much space, too much power, battery power, when they want you to game on it. They've never been big in, hey, we can run, all these other apps on here. I mean, it don't even have a great camera. Like, what are you wanting it for? To watch YouTube videos as you sit down? You have a phone. If you don't, most people have tablets. Most people have laptops or computers. Now, I know there's a lot of kids out there that want to watch YouTube, and that's a sell point. I get it. But most of the time, them kids already have a way of watching YouTube. Don't have Nintendo sit around and waste their time putting Hulu on there. I'm not going to watch Hulu on a 7.5-inch screen. I'm personally not. If you are, that's just, I'm going to lay in my bed and watch it. Like, that's just them hyping up bullshit. No, you're not. You're going to turn on your fucking TV, or you're going to turn on something that's bigger. Unless you're a kid and you're just out there to lie about it. But truthfully, you're not going to hold the fucking Switch in your hand and be like, well, let me search through stuff with this little joystick if you're a grown-ass adult. You're just not. So for all the people out there that are doing YouTube videos, you heard it first from me, man. Game over 86. Quit. Just quit saying the bullshit, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to, if you're laying in bed, oh, now I can lay in bed and watch my YouTube. Why? Fucking why? It's not powerful enough to run all this other bullshit either. Consistently, without wasting batteries. But the positive things about Nintendo, and I'm going to get with this, and this is going to be ending, and this is just my opinion on all these fanboys that always hate on each other, even on my videos. They'll be like, oh, you sound like a phony Sony fanboy. Well, you sound like a non-talented and non-intelligent person that has no clue what you're talking about when you're trying to call me a Sony fanboy. Evidently, you didn't watch my videos or watch any of my other stuff that I've talked about. I honestly do like all consoles, and I give them the respect that each one has and has deserved to have. But Nintendo brings out some great games. They have made some great games. They are great when it comes to designing controllers. Even though I dislike them, a lot of people do like them, and that's fine. The Joy-Cons are cool. I personally just don't use them. But they are unique. I do like how they upgrade the memory in there. That is cool. I do like how they're bringing a lot more stuff into it. I do like also how easy it is to go through the hub when it comes to searching games and loading up games. Not only digitally, but when you put in a card, it's just right there. Boom. It don't take that long. I do like how they've been maintaining all this stuff with the indie titles. I think they're amazing. If it was me, I think they're winning the race when it comes to unique indie titles, and they're not that expensive. You want to talk about a good game lineup and not spending a lot of money for you guys out there that have kids and haven't bought a Switch, go get a Switch. Man, there's great games on there. You're going to spend $300 on a Switch, maybe a little bit cheaper if you find it used or somebody that's selling it, you get a deal. And then you can get some of them indie titles to start your kids off with, and there's some great kid titles in there, and there's even some great adult titles in there that you guys may like to enjoy and play for not a lot of money compared to an Xbox One X price or a PlayStation 4. That's what Nintendo has for them too. It's a great sell point because it's got a lot of great games that adults grew up on and they want their kids to grow up on, which is great. That's like me. I bought it for that reason. I enjoy it. It also has a lot of great features when it comes to replayability. uh, that a lot of the other consoles will not have. I don't know a lot of people that go back and play old school games as much as they do when it comes to Nintendo titles. I've been the first one to admit that I would go back and play Mario Odyssey over and over and over again because it was just fun. And I grew up playing Mario games. I would play Zeldas any time of the day, and that's just how it goes with me. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do enjoy the Switch. I enjoy everything about every console. It has its own unique personal uh, greatness about them. It's just that the things that are hurting are each other. All of us are coming together as hate. And I'm trying to just spread some knowledge and some truth to let you guys know, yeah, I'm hating on some things that you guys hate on. Well, I shouldn't say I'm hating. I'm just trying to show you what other people are hating on for no reason. It's pointless to argue what console's powerful enough. And then it's pointless to argue what games who has what, and then it's pointless to argue, well, you can't take any of them games on the go with you, or you don't have this, my controller's got a bigger dick than your controller, or my controller lasts longer, or I can play this game and you can't play that game. Let's just stop all the bullshit, fanboys. Just stop, because we all know all it's going to lead to is nothing. You guys are just talking to talk, which is okay. It's an opinion. Everybody has one. But like I said before, there's key features that each one has that's great. Xbox, most powerful console, and it brings true 4K capability, and you can play 4K movies on it, and it's pretty good when it comes to that with the HDR as well. I play Monster Hunter all the time on there, and I play a lot of games on that over my PS4 right now. PS4 has a lot of great exclusive story modes that I personally think. God of War, I'm going to buy. I'm going to play that game when it comes out. I'm going to play Detroit Become Human. I'm going to play Death Stranding. I'm going to play a lot of these games. Naughty Dogs, Uncharted. I'm going to play The Last of Us 2. I'm going to play all the games because they're fun to me. And that don't make me a fanboy, and I'm not dogging Xbox because you don't get them all. I kind of wish everybody would have all these games so they could experience it, because not everybody can afford all three consoles, let alone all the games. And that's why Sony, in a way, well, let me finish and I'll get back to that. That's why Nintendo is so great at how they market their things, because they let Sony and Xbox go out there and overprice their stuff, and Nintendo's just wanting you guys to enjoy their games. So that's the biggest plus, is they're wanting you to just have fun. They're wanting you to enjoy the game, and whether you be a 35-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old, it don't matter what the age is. They just want you to have fun with their console, and that's what sells consoles in a way, and that's what brings you back. PlayStation, here's a good thing, but here's a bad thing. It's a 50-50 double-edged sword. They want to get up all the exclusives because they just want to win. They want to sell consoles. They don't care what games, as long as they just get them for their console, because that sells their console. They're in the business of making money. That is great for them, but for as a gamer like me, it would be cool to cross-platform, like Xbox is allowed and Nintendo. Sony's the only ones that are like, well, we really don't want to cross-platform and play with you guys. We don't want you guys to play online with us. Why not? Why not bring them games? But Sony does have a positive where when you share games and all that stuff, it's great. It's a great feature, and their hub runs pretty damn good. It really does. Nintendo, like I said, has probably been my favorite for a long time, but they're all my favorite. It's just Nintendo's been around longer, and I own more Nintendo consoles because they have more technically than Sony and Microsoft. But I've had enjoyment on all consoles, and I just want everybody to realize, watching this video, that I'm not hating on you for being a fanboy. I'm not hating on you for liking Microsoft over Sony or Nintendo. That's fine. That's your opinion. I'm just telling you, when you guys are talking about, well, we got 4K and we got HDR, well, I could honestly just say, I could just shit on you and be like, well, I got a PC that runs 10 times faster than that. I can play all them games that you just mentioned on my PC. So, but that's not going to help the matter. We all need to come together. We all need to realize that all these games should be on every platform of your choosing, kind of like PC. You can play any game you want. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, Xbox sucks, or PlayStation sucks, and Nintendo, man, why can't I play that? If you guys really hate it that bad, or you guys think, well, your console sucks or this console sucks, go get a fucking PC. if you really want a game and be gamers, technically, go get a PC, build you a PC. I mean, $540 for an Xbox One X could get you, before the cryptocurrencies and all that bullshit came out, micro mining and all that. You could get a pretty decent PC build. I mean, even PlayStation, all they're doing is just touching these things up a little bit and charging you out the wazoo because they know it sells. They know that they can build a console. I mean, think about it. Back before all this was crazy, they were actually in Super Nintendo era and Sega era. I mean, they were winning. PCs weren't really over the top better, but now that PCs have passed and surpassed all these console slash PCs, whatever people want to say, eventually that would be probably the main platform that people are going to do when they get older. Now, I know there's always going to be console sales and there's always going to be arguments. For everybody out there, leave me a comment down below on what you guys think of Xbox. What your positives are about Xbox. If you're an Xbox fanboy, this is easier. Leave me a comment about positives, what you think about the Xbox, and what negatives you would like Xbox to change. And I'll comment back with you guys. I will. I'm really social when it comes to that stuff. I entice everybody out there that like my video and share this video as well. Hit the subscribe button. Then I'm gonna say Sony guys are next. Sony fanboys are next. Leave me a comment on what you guys like about Sony, but also some of the things you guys want Sony to change that you don't like. You know. And then Nintendo, I want you guys to leave me comments on what you guys think Nintendo's doing awesome and what they may need to change and fix. Like I said, I'm giving you guys my opinion. My opinion doesn't matter to you guys as much. Sometimes it does. I hope it does for a lot. But leave me your guys' opinion, man. Maybe I'll be able to take some of that information and put it all together. You guys all talk together down in the comments. Don't leave hate and vulgar and slurs and racials and all these other nasty words to each other. Try to uplift and try to bring us together. Don't sit there and say, oh, this sucks and this is better. You know, try to show and explain why you believe it's better. Don't just sit there and say, well, you suck because this, or this sucks because they don't have this. It don't matter. All consoles want you to do is buy their shit. They don't give a fuck if you're happy. They honestly don't care if you're happy. They're there to make money. Game companies don't even give a fuck if you're happy. They have to say that for a PR for you guys to buy shit. But anyway, like I said, leave me a comment on down below. Let me know what your guys' go-to console slash PC is, or if you're just a PC gamer. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are really into game-wise, whether it be MMOs, RPGs, JRPGs, shooters, third-person, story-driven, you name it. Platform games. Let me know down in the comments what you guys' particular go-to console is. I'll get back with you guys, definitely. Leave me a thumbs up, and if you guys don't like this video, and I understand, man, leave me a thumbs down. I appreciate every single one of you. If you guys are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It does help me out. I'm going to keep bringing more videos as always. I'm going to keep taking the heat, baby, because that's what I do. Because Game Over 86 always is trying to speak positive and the truth, whether it hurts or not. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. And sometimes that's just my opinion, and it may not be yours. So you guys got to respect mine, and I respect yours. Leave me a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Game Over 86 is always out. Peace, guys. Have a great day.